Oh. It's not being mage this time. Tank. Hayabusa.
Serve the Emperor or to serve Lord Kurisu, you do not know. But a stranger approaches from the distance, and you will soon find out. You wait patiently. When he arrives, he calls you out and addresses as peasant, which means he does not suspect you're anything more than a humble worker. Smart, considering peasants are usually the last people to actually carry out espionage and assassination plots.
That's the story we like to maintain, that is. You are Ishiro Tankai-Bosa, peasant living in the showlands of Nariwa. You have pitchfork and weakness. Also, it seemed to a casual observer. In truth, you have many possessions concealed within your simple clothing, or hid beneath cleverly in secret caches of like the poison shuriken strapped to your forearm, or the wakahashi-style sword beneath your loose jacket, or the strangling wire wrapped around your waist. Any of them are put to death if discovered. But because, despite your carefully cultivated appearance, you are an ninja. For generations, your silently served the house of Lord Kyo, so spies and assassins. You go to the fields and you can work them alongside other business. At the same time, you wait and watch. Because, actually, let me turn down this volume. Because this is not ninja soundtrack. Not quite ninja soundtrack. You will soon find out. You wait patiently when he arrives. He calls you Mary. Accept a secret mission to serve the Emperor. Or to serve Lord Kyusu, you do not know, but a stranger approaches from a distance, and you'll soon find out. You're told to follow him to the nearby quarry.
That's the story we like to maintain, that is. You are told to follow him to the nearby quarry. With any other peasant or warrior, you would be better covered, but considering you're shorter and far weaker than full-grown man, let us hope the stones beneath your feet can conceal you well. That is the problem with assignments like these. You must remain undetected until the perfect moment, then strike hard and fast. Afterwards, it's too late to turn back. Either victory is complete, or you will die on the job.
It's so comforting to have easy to
It's so comforting to have easy to interpret results.
I mean, it's weak.
When the employer eventually stops, the peasant following continues to follow at a distance. He walks up a steep rocky hill in the direction of the royal palace. That is the royal garden, and no commoner has any business there. Except for Emperor Eloy himself, you doubt that anyone has set one foot inside. But maybe this private wants to visit him? Or maybe he wants to visit your privates? Did you identify the right guy, or are you gonna have to gut a bitch again? If the peasants knew you were a dropout prince, they would kiss your ass right now. But probably not. Because when men in power want something like that, it never is romantic, rather violent and more than their fair share sadistic. At least you were spared that unneeded fate. So you hope. After a good 10-minute walk, you reach the top of the hill. You remind yourself of all the various caches of weapons and other tools you have squirreled away throughout the land. Getting caught now would be ironic and quite unfortunate. Even if you did time travel 1,000 years into the past, you doubt tools like AK-47s or plastic explosives will be made for another 400 years. That is so depressing. Timelines almost seem skewed in this era. Going by what Ken said and what little history you know of Naro, you expect. No, scratch that, you hope magic has not been forgotten as a concept as it has in your timeline.
What's the thing? You practice a... Oh shit, what's it called?
There's lives, but there's a lot more to life than that, and I realized that in these last few years. And we just became very different people, and so we had nothing in common overnight. It's very strange, but that happens.
The faint whisper, and the faint whisper. Wait, Hori. That's how you spell it. Hori. Okay.
You test
mark?
any potential family magic under your shirt, with a flick of the finger and the faint whisper, Horiakin? A small bulge appears on your palm. Is it enough? How powerful is Lord Kurisu and his pet wizard, South Evil Man? To the right, Father, oral report you no longer see the man whom beckoned you here to begin with. There are flower ridges now, trodden earth and discarded weeds in need or water. You do not see Lord Kurisu anywhere, he probably came and went by other, invisible means.
You could at least have said, wait one moment.
You say to the air, hello? You called me? You could at least have said, wait one moment. Son? An important sound, your father's voice. Through lulls of silence, it carries far and wide. Your scalp tingles, do not show fear behind these leaves of green. Turning, you assess the damage. You beg your father to not find you out here, skulking behind life-giving water to revive the seeds planted by his second cousin to his third aunt's husband's cousin. But caught you are, by the fastest man in all Naro.
You don't know what for, but you attempt a bow of deep apology and hazard a deepness of bow.
You don't what for, but you attempt to bow a deep apology, and hazard a deepness of bow that might be too shame-filled. Forgive me for finding you here. Your mother worries for your well-being. You long for unschooled outdoor labor, and I humbly grant my blessing upon this lifestyle. Only come home when you are cold, or hungry, or there is need of company. If speak no more. Too late you find yourself struggling for air between a sentence foregone.
Known audience that is nonetheless watching and needs a believable story.
You take your father's hand, you almost believe him, until he passes along a slip of paper that shoots from his sleeve. Bring Mom this cup. Fresh I think. Fish is a bit of a specialty. Since my schooling has run late, I'll stay at Satiru's to catch up then hurry home. My blessing, my word of honor, you stay here as long as each day you wish. Like a stray dog beside itself with guilt, your father turns once and departs. You turn inward and to the note in hand. What is Lord Curisu's plan?
When you arrive at your cubicle, at your sleep cubicle, at night, you set to work decoding the seemingly innocuous text. It takes a complex set of maths, but you can do it in your head. Backwards, and there are 5 colors.
When you arrive at your sleep cubicle at night, you set to work decoding the seemingly innocuous text. What a muscular feat of the mind. Will wonders never cease, that you, Ichiro Hayabusa, might move on to deciphering. Finally, it all becomes clear when will father return coat and scrap, now or never secret meeting place forest southmost village outskirts, will know it's me by the sage herbs I am certain to sprinkle on my breakfast tomorrow.
You employ the notes instructions to the letter.
You employ the notes instructions to the letter. At first light you pick sage, you gather bag and herbs, you dash from house and from sight. Your heart pounds as each car that passes by threatens to reveal the Onmitsukido cloaked in invisibility which surely follows you. Time passes and your mind fills with dread. Who is following who? Will they know you worked with father and deal a death far crueler than a life spent under mother? Whose mother is crueler? Whose mama is so cruel that she made you believe you were touched badly just to win the lawsuit? Warped childhoods are won in the courthouse of adulthood, baby buggy desks made of hair and razor wire. After a half-day's march whose vigilance never ebbs, you come to the edges of a clearing. Your watchful eye, doubly cautious lest they betray your position by accident, opens ways into the forest canopy. You find the tree that is almost certainly hollow. You slip into it noiselessly to have some tea and one snack. A hornet's nest hangs here, looks like it has in the visitor for years. That's how I roll. No sooner than lunch is eaten when heavy footfalls in the clearing bring screams from your raw vocal cords. Breathe. Breath. Running, 3 pairs. Your throat is sun-parched. In desperation you throw pureed baby mint cookies into the angry swarm at your target's heads. You leave a conspicuous minty spot that attracts those who followed you. You are now watching from down below, balanced precariously across
Up above.
branches. They are upset at your escape. However, the leader sniffs at the treasure trove of food you left behind. A swarm of 3 troop towards the clearing for a feast. News to you that army ants follow scent. You close your eyes, nose plugged, and count to 20 after they clear to forestation. You cannot be more thankful you would have been eaten alive. Face away to hide red cheeks, you dashed directly away from scene of the crime, I mean, execution. You bound from tree to tree in search of mossy outcroppings. While you escape root rot feet for the mossy lip over an environment, something tells you that your enemies will change their approach. Preserve the nature class reunion for later tonight, but for now, flame on. Sexy conservation jutsu. Brand offensive. Hello, little one. Thanks for the snack. I'm gonna hit the haze easy. You rush away from the thought bubbles and continue employing the instructions of your father's decoded note. If you are the deer, then the lamp is food. The round pat of mountain gave way at some point to a glossy sheen. You must be near the top of the basin's other side now. 1. You have a little more than tea and half a motherload weight tin of bacon crisps, in a sense your currency for acquiring knowledge with which to work. 2. Night will fall within an hour or two at most. You have arrived. You wait for instructions.
Are you sure you're okay, Ward?
Fortunately, there they are. Stay off the grid, hide close with deep green springs. From here we both can plan our strategies for the meeting ground to come. May you thrive and prosper. Crossing your fingers for good luck. Hidden under a stiff breeze of night air, blending in with the surrounding ebony was harder once the sun had set. You didn't think you'd hide so effectively from the others. After a cacophony of confirmation whispers, the one with your orders starts speaking in more public tongues. Some people worry too much. As if on command, 4 or 5 other dots of green resolve from camouflaging tufts waist high. One is a male and another female, joined by groups of 2 for now. It isn't you or your bodyguard, the plump form bound to gossamer hair and wearing feminine apparel, complete with patterned kimono and grass flip-flops pants. You say to the kimono woman, that must be a bit hard on the toes. The pain is worth the results, she winks, revealing a row of dimples from cheek to cheek. Well, you think they were dimples, in the moonlight it is hard to tell. My boyfriend wants to walk around out there. But he's a scaredy cat through and through. Primped is bound to at least a half-dozen long blonde hairs split evenly throughout her scalp and down her back. She drags them behind like Princess Stordy hair from the Fire Kingdom, swinging one leg over to ride side saddle on your guard's hip. So, you ask how you can be of service. The woman calls herself Iris. Your memory for aliases is strong but reserved for more important things and takes immediate offense to your apparel. And people dress you? Do those letters spell just one word? Can't it at least be a good one? You chuckle. PFFT. Her shoulders sink with her frown, then immediately pushed back with a jut of chin. Okay, so what brings you here? Boyfriend troubles?
Let's answer the first question. Yeah. That's right. Afterwards, I was supposed to answer that one first. More dramatic that way, but oh well.
And to answer the first question, no one who survived afterward. I was supposed to answer that one first, more dramatic that way. That's a ha. I like it, Serenus Majestic, D. Well done. You have prepared 3 little sentences, to be trotted out to your different interrogators or in different comfort-providing scenes involving 20 purple-dipped strawberries, 5 minutes turnaround, and the explanation that, while folks might think they know what happened or what they saw or even what they themselves did, they're all mistaken. Me? So wait, is this a sex work gig? I mean, I can handle it, I just didn't bring much of those tools. Not all of them. Anyway, I'm impressed enough by what I've developed here that signing off for now and starting the real adventure sounds like a fine note to end on.
But it leads to her humongous misunderstandings.
But the real adventure is with us. Come on. Find out if this turns out to be sex work. Spoiler, it isn't, but it leads. Morty, won't someone think of the children? Me, one of those kids who uses LOL and Lamau too much. You both get led down the most lit corridor, glazed tile floored under long fluorescent lighting that only reminds you of hospitals. It bends this way and that before finally, it stops at one nondescript door out of many. You decide to buck expectation, and take the 8th door after that first one. Right behind the bald man. And, naturally, you walk into an empty interrogation room, just a table and 2 chairs. A video camera in the upper left-hand corner of the room stares back at you. You offer it a glare, wondering who's on the other end watching. When you sit down in the seat offered to you, you find that you can't help but stare into that icy blue lens. Okay, so who we putting the pressure of the Lord on? What info or confession are we taking? What's the paperwork, and how many fingers is? That's a ha-ha, you're killing this, D. Every buzzword you can fit in per every scene, D. Well done, mystery solved, D. You completely forgot about the mid-grade underling of Lord Curasu. That's your guy equals dat equals data reacted equals. Ugal eb kritiok parfos you are welps plan vivapman. More shit to decode. Okay, with some thinky tactics you translate, Ugal eb kritiok parfos you. Be something like this, with mistakes however. You, just call me Veronim in these parts. That's who I am to most and that's the closest tie to my actual name. Without knowing, of course. So our new business partner sends not a man, but a wannabe journalist man, or so, I've heard. I'll need publication info for all to gain such convenient Google search. Okay, but what are the deliverables? A finger? A meridian tied around one's tongue? Come on, throw me a bone. Just do what you must. I left home for a reason. There's a special sort of evil there. I know it well. Wants no part with what they do. IT glows? Is it an AWP? Lords? Why are these all questions only in parentheses? Dang it. Soon we get answers, they're the important ones after all. See you on the flip side. Your mission? Remember, get that password by any means. Kill Autumn if you need to. Neither really bothers Shug, just remember, the dude is defenseless physically the same way you are. Annihilate anyone who gets in your way of gathering intel and taking out the opposing force completely. Our new friend has any weapons, so does Unji's palace. Do what you gotta do in order to become more powerful than they ever will be. Okay, ready? Go. You roll to complete your mission. One, while undercover in the palace, you have fully reported to Lord Kurisu everything these people are planning or have done. He arrives with two other ninjas, given away by Wumba, an island native who knows these territories so well, there isn't a place to hide. Two, while undercover you realize you can't offer your help. Giving them personal info, then kill them. Because you like them? Whatever it is, you refuse to rat. You tell all to Wumba about the plan. He suggests, let's overpower them with superior numbers instead. You think someone will defiantly get away. Lord Kurisu wants someone to live as a messenger, which confuses you as Wumba knows exactly where everyone is headed, even what side of the bed they sleep on. Unless. Beautiful. 3.
Let me go to 20.
No passwords means no infiltrating, but your kind passes their front door anyway. This island is peaceful and prosperous, so you're under arrest almost immediately. You half expected that. Admirably, Dr. Law and Lord Kurisu plan to use Warwick as the medium in communicating a message that they do not appreciate harboring marauders and terrorists, and especially ones wanted as killers of innocents. Remember, Wumba told you that 3 villagers witnesses your vicious abomination. 4.
It's just gonna get better and better.
However, Wumble awaits ZZXCKBM to make sure you have killed everyone, giving you exactly 1 hour and then hurrying to the now noisy village with his whole force to find out what is going on. It would be ideal if you come across him on your way. You pause for a moment. Would a twisted idiot really try their best to kill you, or would their carelessness mean anything goes? 5. Anything could happen now. Are you ready? Over and out.
No, ready.
Go. What to do? Loot. But what is there to loot? You can steal gold armbands, pearls necklaces, or pretty white dresses, or you can risk peeking into private dwellings. 6. Nothing left except numbers you guess. 2 shinies refer to gold armbands, 3 refer to women's necklaces, 4 refer to just dresses.
Where are we?
Seven. Their religious scrawlings prove it perfectly. Gold or believing Wumba. 8. When they catapult hunks of raw meat into the village, you even draw your trusty old wooden gag away in advance. Who could resist this hunt? Looks more like A is on the menu. 9. You carry on hunting their kind at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There is no noon or midnight in this hour. Lucky they've been partying. You spot one drinking water, sharpening his club, reading a filthy religious scroll and disciplining his disobedient son. 10, or just go looking in red. 11. Panicking villagers, wicker cages, fresh corpses and strange hedonistic rituals. Go. 12. As you assault the weapons rack and look for suitably beautiful and strong warriors to assassinate, who do you notice? 13. To your left and right a hay bale pops up, revealing Lord Curasu's trained monkeys to either side of you. A cheery, sing-song voice from behind greets you in passing. 14. To your front is no obstacle whatsoever, lit by the large opening where grubby little children pass in and out of their playground. Somebody pointedly drops a coconut in there and 2 tall shadows cast themselves against the walls. 15. Whether you dual-wielding sharpened katana, knives or a massive warhammer which could cave in men's heads with but one blow-wist swinging, who do you find yourself facing? 16. Begin. 11 steps to the front of the room and you swing, the massive warhammer doing its ugly work. One monster's skull splits in 2, sticking 2 front rows to their chairs. 17. At 9 o'clock a woman backs up. Circle her. Her back is broken by your warhammer. 18. At 3 o'clock a lumbering giant was facing you. Then a small man stabs one of his eyes. Attack the small man. Who are ye to mess with the Lord Curasu's creations? 19. Peasant men readily follow behind you, whatever their reasons, honor, vengeance or drunkenness. 20, we bow to you now, Lord Kurisu. After a day of parties and women at parties, you realize the celebration means a Lord Kurisu is not you. D. You post to get on the site Monji. Every one of your characters, all 3 frickin' once for all I freaking know, is a super warrior. Every looks badass and is ready to rage. But not one of the profiles describes their appearance, they just describe how they act. They all crush goblins without mercy or restraint. So basically like you. You just don't understand how you are supposed to visualize playing as this person. Takes about 3 targets, 1 wearing heavy full plate armor. Maybe the beard drunken man at 7 o'clock. 21, through the thin matting and live young girls carrying platters of food you spot the cause of your troubles. You'll bring the Lord Kurisu to him, through his own slime and swines. 22 and the Lord Kurisu will dance upon his graves.
Is not too good.
For the Lord Kurisu in his infinite wisdom gives all he kills the courtesy of a free burial so as not to burden the families. No matter how deserving the person is of afterlife in heaven, they may not enter lest they offend the just and righteous Lord Kurisu. So the newly made grave will do. Grave robbers are the lowest of scum and angry peasants are certainly lower than them on the food chain, but yesterday wasn't a good day. 4 robberies, 2 contract killings and a messily bungled multiple kidnapping. 4 counts of attempted donut thievery officially makes it a good day again. You submit your current roster of successful brutalities to the Ninja Guild for your experience and any new abilities. Experience is great, another 3 experience and you're upgrading a school. But new abilities are where it's at. Upgraded abilities are much better than regular abilities. Everything from flipping coins off your nose to Jaguar spirits will be at your command. After years and years of hard work. As always, you'll begin the class with a speech from Lord Kurisu released straight into the world's network from his cyber heaven. A jaunty lecture about the virtues of self-abuse in wintertime. See Haas. Word reached the other guilds about Kurisu's suicidal victory over the Dark Blood Necromancers who, let's be honest, broke their sanctioned limit of dark magic reanimating troops, overreached and got whittled away by both the Empire and yourself. Kurisu was broken and rolled over in pace. A deal was made in good beer. You submit that achievement and video of your account to the Ninja Guild. From the guild you receive 100 XP, and these new abilities. For victory over an entire guild hall legion you are rewarded 200 experience points. Whooping you, or wanging you, as they say across the Atabrine Sea. You do not pass go, but may now teach the art of lockpicking to one of your students. That is for those who have embraced any path but the shadow, apart from sneaks who use their natural talents to remain undetected. You might not pass Go, but you have obtained these insights while playing Go. The interdependent web of life. A slow human herd animal that forms these arrangements is still a prey animal despite how complex its societies become. All they need to do is remember they could go back to being lone animals or buddy-buddy with another herd and continue their meaningless existence unaware of how things really are. Do the genetically pure survive? Perhaps some percentage of the births of creatures, but only one species can speciate. Can both survive? Find out on another episode of Assassination Classroom. You begin running from the apartment, bad guys coming from all angles. Made several attempts at stealth but cover was blown and your lack of actual combat abilities compared to that old geezer makes for a fatal flaw. Too damn bad. Time for plan B because TONGBALL is what is next on the list. You kill a donger to make the dong balls. Then create a smokescreen with a dong bomb to escape via giant wooden dragon. Be that how it was. A lightning bolt burns a few dozen drug dealers to a crisp despite your best efforts, but they get there eventually. You learned a lot, though, didn't you? Until next time, dear reader. Why is science like making liquor? Crispy drug dealer, 'cause every finding has its prize.
I don't know what that means.
You learned that sometimes you can get loyalty through fear and cruelty. You also learned that some people are disloyal regardless. A few of your future plans include taking over the planet, destroying all who oppose you and ruling humanity with an iron fist. A few close scrapes with death has made you wonder if Curaçao is watching over you. Maybe, just maybe there's a reason they call him Lucky. It certainly wasn't the slick of soap the Lord Curaçao slipped on the battlefield, which got him in the path of that elephant. Perhaps the hand of a supposed god couldn't do anything, let alone help a person achieve their destiny, as demonstrated when a trebuchet blew apart the old one leg. Hardly seemed like you got a tick higher on the listen, but who knows? We will, no doubt, learn soon, because clashes with the Academy are inevitable, and that Aloof Kingdom is the next step on your conquest. Though probably not in that order. How aloof are they? They hold the seat of power, and their kingdom is ironically one of the most technologically advanced, yet they didn't even realize creatures lived among them that shouldn't. If we hoped to take it by force, it would be no small task. Hell, convincing them to allow us run trade relations would be better. Maybe a diplomatic mission is in line instead. TCH. Even dealing with the untrustworthy needs to be undertaken sometimes. You employ your trustiest 10 sex diplomats to the Aloof Kingdom to construct a sex embassy. Wordplay. That was funny. Despite the ridiculous name, it is a genuine task made easier due to their use of superior technology. It irks you that they have market-tickling devices and forget about their IMAX 3D FOP cinemas. Granted, that sounds worse than it actually is when you factor in translation barriers, but regardless, makes you boil blood just thinking about it. And let's not talk about the recent findings on slave markets. Who can own who? Find out next time on WHO Slaves the Slavers. Was Promethium originally used to create droids? You're smart. You can guess. This aside, your efforts have been paying off. Every now and again adventurer types, scavengers and the like stumble upon Promethium deposits. Word is getting around, people are starting to settle down there after all. Find more about that next week on Wild Wild East. Promethium. Power of 1,000 suns. All known elements are next to nothing compared to its conceivable destructive capabilities. You inform your stable of fighters. They stand wide-eyed, stroking their chins at the mention of Promethium as the energy source they were looking for all this time. You watch as they draw blueprints, plans and strategies on how to utilize such a material in weapon form. You say to them, you will fight each other to the death. Last one standing is the one's plans we will employ. Fight. There goes teamwork. You sit in your high-backed chair and fasten the clasps of your heavy combat armor. You unwind the bandages on your palm as it continues to heal your self-inflicted wounds a few times over. This is it. This all comes down to this final fight for sh%#vertical bar RDS. To prove to them who remain and live, who is the strongest of mind, body and soul. And your mother suggested you might be a week too ambitious. Fuck her. You're gonna prove them all wrong. You can practically smell the awesomeness altitude spoiling and oozing out of their pores already. You focus, losing yourself in a trance of angry visualizing as you wait. There is a gentle tapping at your office door. They're here. It begins. You straighten your posture, open your eyes and yell, enter.
The Ministry of Finance has come to conduct its decennial audits. May we go in the back to attend to the records. Take your time, sir.
The Chamberlain, my lord, the Ministry of Finance has come to conduct its decennial audits. May we go in the back to attend to the records? Take your meek and low level as they are, they're still horrible, controlling and invasive throughout every little thing. All hail the state. Your tax dollars hard at work just to ensure they're taking their cut and more. You've been mellowing a bit towards them nowadays simply because you almost acquired soulless total ownership of Chuckle Fuck Tube, cable television, along with several other subsidiaries necessary for whole the Chamberlain happily reports. Worldwide media domination. You let them live, for now. What else could you even threaten them with anyway? They'd probably bleat to their lawyers, who would in turn rev up the democratic engines of bureaucratic abuse until you're sucked dry and buried in entitlements under paperwork which has absolutely no play to your intended freedom. Their endless supply of patience ultimately ensures that they win. Your putrid silo of lawyer-heads say otherwise. And no, you were not homeschooled, so their bullshit doesn't work on you. Fights would break out between your teachers and simmer down only when their faces or backs of heads were bashed in, breaking their logic circuits as they respawn after death. On real servers, a code inputted by super admin high-ranking technicians can effect faked inputs to a regular teacher account. In this case, several thousand requests enacted God mode for the duration of their grading period. And they, according to censors, are still teaching a child version of you, 60 years hence. Probably on a kid named Andrew Parsons, or so you imagine? You think he lives in the suburbs of the city-state kingdom of Atlas bordering Opelth? In a quiet and safe neighborhood with his dog and hedge maze? Man, since when are humans so prone to domesticating animals to such a degree and living out their Darwinian law as food and nutrition source? Madness. Even this is not like that old weird black and white TV show. Mr. Ed. In any case, it's amazing that this gigantic underground fortress was able to distract the public vision Atom Bomb Manhattan Project so painstakingly drawn out and executed by you. Let alone rope your grandparents into it. This wasn't as easy as you thought either, since they were getting up there in age when the mid-50s solicited. Were they on board? Indeed they were. You had that TV you also invented to give them an unending narrative of how proud you were making them. Happy as they were, they would forever praise your ingenuity, management style and dogged development. Even wild horses couldn't stop them. No shit, they love westerns perfect. You had did it. In secret too. With government funds of course. Sorry world governments, you're fucked now. You got that atom bomb advertising in your favor. Score 1 for the buckaroo over misbehaving goats pulling top hats out of empty cigar boxes. That was lightning fast. Congratulations, you have become the zero-sum dame. You laugh fucking N hysterically at that one, since your family is most definitely going to be welfare at best. The line ends with you. That's your catchphrase, but not for long. The technological tree of Hell's AI experiment is all set to blossom equally as fast because everyone bets that way. Fuck it. It is what it is. What was it you told Ophelia that time? The means do not justify the ends? Ha. Means. That's a pretty solid descriptor for greedy-ass humans overall. You bet Ophelia, and you ponder. You remember Ophelia is here with you thanks in this large part to Tankies. Another cash grab in English neologism created to make puppets out of everyone. There seemed to be Tankies on all sides, also meaning a protection racket. A dangerous ploy, sure, but one inexplicably masterminded by complete and utter fucks. You pedophilia. Yep, your hair and skin are standing on end as if someone just walked over your grave. What would you do from here though? You need to think on a regular basis, and one thing is for certain, you want to think about this one. Ophelia already trained you well, so the hound is already through with yapping and is roaming around your house sniffing out the most abandoned part. As for you, it is time for idle existential thought. You begin. You are deflating just a little bit of your ego on the grounds that quite possibly none of this shit is possible to learn at all because you were never truly a hero of the fabled bloodline. Your earliest strife against the shadows and General Warwick was met with cunning and an ability to survive by the skin of your teeth after every encounter. Regardless, Warwick's dismissal of your heroics eventually lead you to find malice in him as well hatred for the shadows themselves soon after.
It is what it is.
More on this, next time, on It Is What It Is. Inside? You mutter, tightening the shoulder straps of your armor with a creak. You were about as ready as you were about to get at any rate. Hergo offered you a small prayer before leaving the two-horse town, didn't he? Best court those skeevy types for imaginary divine assistance later. Your loyal beerman shuffled around inside the cramped stone hollow. You dive into the fray. With Canine's assortment and strong leadership, you easily topple the remaining chaos with sharp sticks and defty trampling slams. These group are being led astray, yes. This means something, but it would remain unknown for at least another 3 GROs crashes in on poor Amour, spewing his guts out just before he dies from blood loss. You jump, startled. What madness is this? What trickery is at hand? Fake news, he gurgles, and dies. A crash and people wretched screams of the damned fuel your ears to the left just before you see several quick figures dipping, dashing and diving. Deceivers. The dog assumes a predatory stance as large as he is, snarling. Any moment now, blood would fly like the river Hiddekel again, but it seems unlikely with how large their group seems to be. It wouldn't be enough even with substantial planned ambushes, they outnumber you. Will you survive? Find out next time on Thorak. Where we take you inside the past to tell a story. To live, to survive. Well? You should sit down, or lay, by that hole there. Wait a moment while we move this dirt from here to here. See? This is the past and here, now this is the present. That was quick, right? Shh, my friend. That's just your imagination working in overtime. That part in between, that's where we're heading now. You see, when darkness grows near, or threatens the village or world, one or may be gifted with an ability to tame through it all. To engage a fight for peace, justice and love of growth. Your fight is at an end, sweet friend. Now hush, don't move, lest we have to get the necromancers to enforce this outcome. No. Don't shout, you will be disconnected for cheating. Play fair please, for this is for your own good. Nay, don't welch out on the deal now. My friends and I have worked too hard to pack this in because of your insignificant mental issues. Not to worry, they will be rectified soon enough. All you need to do is sit there like a good little shivering civil servant and wait until prompted when the time comes. It's story time. The party debates on what to do with your body's leftover treasures and experience. One state delegate, no name, offered up these options in the round table on what to do with your well-earned yet non-transferable resources. This week's options are: Reased pass verdict. Multiple endings? This isn't some kind of joke. This is quite real life and death. Shit concerns you and shit definitely deserves your attention right this moment. Your vision swims and your ears perked. Wizards scream on top for an answer out loud to themselves every so often, punctuated by your screeching bed's wire ropes slashing your chest against the edge on every fourth swing. What are you waiting for? AAA. With a jerk of your body you flip over, tumbling before landing in a kneel. Groans and squeaks emitting from clenched teeth. Your organs have been spilling on the ground and continue to spill. No worries, I'm fine, I'm going to go request my will be saved. I'm back. Did anyone see me quit the pot? Damn, that was good. Your heavy thuds forward slide cause your swinging gallows to spin. Too late, you discover your fatal climb has shifted. With speed befitting of one touched by Mother Nature's talent, you skyrocket unhindered right on top through the ceiling above. The entirety of your body escapes downwards and breaks away from the wooden ceiling, entrapping you nice and snug during your impulsive act. Your corpse now motionless, will flutters down to the party leader's hands. Oh, why thank you, this simplifies everything. What is it? I will provide the necromancer priest's parts to the next customer. Think of it now as an expanded quest. The papers burns to the ground and a state yell is heard out for joy. What a jubilant day within this dreadful kingdom. Dear sweet dear nobody, you have no grave but the Scrabble beneath us all. Your grave is named Schoolgirl Prattle or Bothersome Bore subtitle, thankfully not subtitled. You gain 1000 XP, 14 Red Ruby Tuesdays, 4 Gossamer Snacks, 3 invitations to random. You lose 500 Queen Directory deliveries and 555 words worth your time can go. 555 Queen Directory, you have one new message. New message. Sincerely, Kuro, I'll see you soon. Your time in hell is nigh, you shit-riddling demonic mafia sycophant among the ruins of what East used to be. Reply, OMG. I can't wait. Let's catch up. Excited. Squee. File 29A, in this file, you have worked ever so hard. You nearly filled up an egregious amount of page space with each and every one of your exciting ninjutsu, Chambaru FMV monsters of the week. Your game remains open, due to the extensive nature of content that must exist beyond your net access. I will probably be burning this building down. Tilde 3, oh man, is this was updated by request. Hayabusa, get shut of the PC using our nearby bathrooms. Miura, bring gambling tables. These folks are going to be here for a long time. Death has surrounded those of the old hideout, 7 hells themselves have engulfed the cultists' legs. Madules shall drink and laze around here once anew. The adventure continues tomorrow, with Seach. 1-32 rewritten.
And with that, we end this episode. Will they return to it? Probably not. But find out in the next episode. Goal helper? Shall we find me a goal? Well, let's find out. Where is my... Alright. Good night, everyone. Good night, all. That's my catchphrase.